Hey folks, Bill McGold again. Welcome back to McGold RIFFS. This is episode 31, and again, we're still dealing with the COVID crisis. So this is going to be a compilation of really everything I've been doing during this whole crisis, and I'm not sure how many videos we're going to play in this because I got about an hour to work on this. But I've done about 16 different projects, a few of them with friends, and you're going to see them all coming up. These are the sorts of things that we record at home, and some of them are just things I recorded on the video recorder I have here using backing tracks. Those are towards the end, but the premiere ones, the first 5 or 6 ones I did in collaborative mode with a bunch of people. And this is the sort of thing where you start at home. Usually if it's a rhythmic type thing and I'm going to use a drummer, I like to start with the drummer with a click track, something to keep everything together so that everybody is in the same time, playing at the same time, not speeding up, not slowing down, because we're not in a room together. So that is a tricky part of this entire situation. So you do that, you start with the drummer. One of the videos I did a drummer with a bass player together, but that was right at the beginning of this crisis, and we really decided to just start doing these projects at home. The first one you're going to see is something called People Gotta Be Free, which is a great tune from the Rascals, and I have about 14 musicians on this particular one, and in no particular in alpha order actually. Bill McGold here, as you know, your faithful host. I do all the guitar work. Britt Hill, who's a great singer. She's down in Nashville. She's a Berklee graduate, and when she was at Berklee, she was working with me in my acoustic duo. She's on vocals, and that's the cool thing about this. She's down in Nashville. She recorded her part down there. Dan Walker, an old buddy of mine I go way back with, and I used to work with in another lifetime, an amazing trombone player, graduate of New England Conservatory, and he does 2 parts on this, the trombone part and the bass trombone part. He has a couple of videos too, and the funny part is with him in sort of a Blues Brothers look with the bass trombone. Again, going in alphabetical order, the amazing David Fuller is the lead singer of this band, and he's a great drummer from way back when. He was a drummer in a great band around the Boston area called Alice Hall. Alice eventually went on to be the lead singer with Tower of Power. So David is the male lead vocals on this one. George Hamilton, someone I go back about a half century or so together, and we've been playing in bands all during that time. Amazing keyboard player, amazing technical person, and he does the keys. Hirsch Gardner, who's really like a rock star, a local guy. He's from the greater Boston area, and he was one of the lead singers and the drummer in the great band by the band by the name of New England. And he was on an earlier episode, him and Joe, his guitar player. And I'm forgetting names here. Hey, this is live to a point here. So Hirsch is a background vocals. Jennifer Truesdale, someone you've seen videos on, if you've been on my video channel on YouTube, you can look up Bill McGold. Jennifer Truesdale is someone I've been working with for many years. And she's on backing vocals. Kenji Kikuchi is on sax. Kenji's great. He and I also go way back to a benefit we did about 12 years ago now. Marsha Riding's Macrace, female backing vocals, a friend of mine, first time I've actually worked with her at all. Ray Arger, who's a DJ with My FM 103.5, I think in Milford. He's a well-known guy in the area. On trumpet, Mr. Rich Given, who I've never met, and that's the cool thing about these projects is you don't meet these people, and you can get to play with them. Rick Forzizi, I go back 40 years with Rick, great drummer. And Ron Veneria, who, out of all these people, George and I go way back too. But Ron and I started when I graduated Berklee in 1978. Ron was the bass player with me in the band September. So without further ado, People Gotta Be Ready. This has gotten over 33,000 views on Facebook, so check it out.
All the world over, so easy to see. People everywhere just want to be free. Listen, please, listen, that's the way it should be. 'Cause peace in the valley, people got to be wishing for a man to be free. Oh, what a feeling's just come over me. Enough to move a mountain, make a blind man see. Everybody's dancing, come on, let's go see. Peace in the valley, now we all can be free.
Look out! I see that train over there. That's the train of freedom. It's no more war. Look out, because it's coming right on through. It's long overdue. Come on, baby.
Oh, what a feeling just come over me. It's enough to move a mountain, make a blind man see. Everybody's dancing, come on, let's go see. Peace in the valley, now we all can be free. Peace in the valley, now we all can be free. Peace in the valley.
Now we all can be free.
Okay, folks, we're back here, and my next project was my first big one, and again, this got 16,000 views on Facebook, and it's a 1980 tune from Chaka Khan and the band called RIFFS, and it's an odd tune, and again, I live here in Norfolk, and all these projects started here in Norfolk, and I like to run. You probably see me running around the neighborhoods in Norfolk quite a bit, and I popped up with this tune, I Love You, I Live You by Chaka, and I thought it'd be great for this sort of project, and again, got 16,000 views on Facebook. Some of the same people on this particular one, I think this came out last summer. People Gotta Be Ready just came out in December. So alphabetical order on trumpet, Andy Cormier, and he's in the band Legit with my friend Ron Veneria, who's also on this. I do the guitar work. George Hamilton again, my buddy, on keys. Hector Eduardo Saint Hilaire is on drums. Another guy I haven't met, a Berkeley grad, I believe. Good friends with Ron Veneria, and I think he plays with the band Legit. Jennifer Truesdale again on all the female vocalists on this have lead vocal parts. No name on the sax player because he's pretty well known and he didn't really want to get out because everybody be asking him to do these projects, but monster player, and he's played with some major orchestras, and everybody knows this guy. One of my original singers I started with 10 years ago or so, maybe 8 years ago, Pam Stiebler, who's now down in New York. She did her parts in New York, and she's on backing vocals. Ron Veneria is on bass. And I've talked about him earlier. He was with me on the road in the band September in the late 70s. Cherie Dunwell is one of my main vocalists, and she does an amazing job on this. She's on vocals, as well as Stephanie James. And Stephanie James and I also play quite a bit together. I didn't mention in the first video and the second video and the third video coming up after this, the video editing was done by Christopher DeSanti. And again, we're all recording at home. We're all recording on our video cameras at home, and Christopher puts it all together somehow. You're going to check this out. It's amazing. And the reason why it sounds so great, in my humble opinion, is Jamie Locke. Jamie is a professor of audio engineering at Northeastern University. He's also the sound man for the band Legit that a bunch of these guys play in. So without further ado, I love you, I live you, Chaka Khan, and take a listen. Okay, folks, we're back here again. This is video number 3, and this is one I made up myself. And it's kind of a simple tune, you know. That's the riff I got because I had just bought a bass, and I just came up with that riff. And for the kids at home, this is sort of an interesting thing. You know, I'm a focused guitar player, but whenever I pick up another instrument, I always come up with a different idea. So I bought this bass to do projects down here, and I came up with that riff. In the key of C, and then down to an A7, which is kind of a weird riff. So I recorded the bass first, then I did the guitar, the rhythm guitar. Then I got it over to, again, the guys who were on this, Eric Turner on keys. I think right after I did the bass and guitar, I got it to Rick Forzizi, who was on one of the other projects, People Gotta Be Ready. Rick was on that one, and he goes back with me in the early 80s with the band Struggle, playing in amazing, cool things around Boston. He does the drums, and Eric Turner, from a band Soul Solidarity, I think, is what he plays in. He's on keys, and Kenji Kikuchi, again, old buddy, he does the sax solo at the end. So take a listen to this. This is an original piece of mine, and I really like it, so check it out. This got about 8,000 views on Facebook. Okay, folks, we're back here. So, song number 4, I'll Stand By You. This is a duo with another member of my duo, Cherie Dunwell, who's probably as good a singer as the city of Boston knows. A great song from the Pretenders, you know. If you remember Pretenders, Chrissy Hines and the Pretenders, this is one of their top songs. And Chrissy Hines is interesting. She hung around music for a lot of years, then moved to England right during the punk rock time, and get to know that whole world. Then she picked up guitar in her 20s and led she's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so that's how successful she got. But I'll Stand By You, and Cherie does an amazing job on this one, so take a listen.
Why you look so sad? The tears are in your eyes. Come on and come to me now. Don't be ashamed to cry. Let me see you through. 'Cause I've seen the dark side too. When the night falls on you, and you don't know what to do, nothing you confess can make me love you less. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. So, if you're mad, get mad. Don't hold it all inside. Come on and come to me now. And hey, what you gotta hide, I get angry too. 'Cause I'm a lot like you. When you're standing at the crossroads, you don't know which path to choose. Let me come along, 'cause even when you're wrong, I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. Baby, even to your darkest hours, won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. And when the night falls on you, baby, you're feeling all alone and wandering on your own, I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. Baby, even to your darkest hours, won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. And I'll never desert you. I'll stand by you.
Okay, rocking and rolling here. Next song is Your Song. Your Song, the great Elton John song. I think it was 1970 or so. And the great Shannon Corey is, and she's been on a few of these episodes on McGold Riffs, and she does a great job with this. And we've been doing a few of these projects. We got some more coming, I hope. Your Song is a funny thing, just a quickie. Nobody knew this particular keyboard player in 1970. He was starting to get some airplay on WBCM, which was the underground rock and roll station in Boston at the time. But a friend of mine, Johnny McCusker, Johnny, if you're out there, and he was always famous for finding these, sort of unheard of artists and bringing them to my attention, as a matter of fact. So we went to see him at the Music Hall, which is now the Wing Center, and I was blown away. And one of my favorite songs of that night was on his first album, Your Song. So I went home and learned it immediately. And being a 15-year-old kid, and actually had a kind of a 15-year-old girlfriend at the time, and just go to dances together at Catholic Memorial, and that was about it. And I might have told her I wrote this song, and not thinking that she'd never hear it. He'd never become famous, and it becomes one of the #1 love songs of all time in the 20th century. So she kind of found out and pretty much broke up with me after that, unfortunately. But take a listen to Your Song and the great Shannon Corey.
It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I were a sculptor, but then again, no, or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is, how you're in the world. Sat on the roof and I kicked off the noise. A few of the verses, they got me quite cross, but the sun's been quite kind while I wrote this song. It's for people like you that keep it turned on. So excuse me for getting, but these things I do, you see, I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Oh, well, anyway, the thing is, what I really mean, yours are the sweetest eyes that I've ever seen. No, you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is, how you're in the world. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is, you're in the world.
Okay, next one up. We just finished this one. We just put it out on January 1st, of course, and it's Old Lang Syne. Again, it's my good friend and probably one of the best singers I've ever worked with, Cherie Dunwell. She's on vocals, and my good friend George Hamilton, who you've heard earlier in this broadcast, is on keys. And we put this together on. We talked about it Tuesday, recorded on Wednesday, released it on New Year's Eve, this past New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2020. And we kicked that year out the door and included and introduced the new year with this great song. Listen to Cherie, and especially the third verse and the harmony she does there. So take a listen.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. And surely you'll buy your pint cup, and surely I'll buy mine. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne, for old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusty friend, that gives a hand to thine. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne, for old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne, for old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne, for old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne.
Wishing you all a very happy new year, and I hope that 2021 brings you everything that you're hoping for.
So I'm going to go to the next song, which is tuned by the name of Cavatina. And now Cavatina was the theme song for the great mid-70s movie, The Deer Hunter. So this is one of my first projects. I didn't really know what I was doing at the time, but and I listened to it and I changed a lot of things. And I was using my amplifier as opposed to going directly into my computer on this one. But it's beautiful, and my friend George Hamilton does all the keys and the strings in the background. Take a listen, and don't be too critical or harsh. Thanks. One here, COVID Melancholy, and it's like 50 seconds, and it's stuff that I just kind of, I make up. Something like that. Just I don't even know what I made up that day. I knew it was in E major 7. E major sort of 7th, so and I just solo over it, and it's a fun thing. I call it COVID Melancholy because I was feeling the COVID blues that day. So take a listen. Okay, the next one, Corona Blues in G, and there's some cool things out there on YouTube right now. They call backing tracks, and the sort of thing where you just play the backing tracks as a guitar player. It's red meat for a guitar player, and what I mean by that is stuff that's simple for us to solo on and wail on. So we had a little competition. My buddy Johnny Press, Johnny Press was, I don't know, 3rd or 4th, 5th episode of McGold RIFFS. Great guy. Great guitar player, as good a man, and that's what I found in all these guitar players. And once you get to know them, very humble sort of guys, and they're very giving kind of guys. So he came up with an idea to post this and have like 10 different guitar players do a solo over it, and we all get. Guitar players are very competitive. Musicians are. It's something that people might not realize. Again, I played sports in my whole life. I was a pretty good runner in high school and a very good football player as well as a very good baseball player. Nothing compares to the competition that musicians have. So you get a little bit of that. So he throws it out, and a whole bunch of us did this. So this was my version of it, and so it's Corona Blues in G. Take it away. Okay, the next one is me singing, which is very rare. I don't sing a lot, but it's a great song called "Maybe It's Time." I just love the words, and it came from the movie "Star Is Born" with Bradley Cooper, and you can compare me against Bradley Cooper if you would like. And that's just a great song. Listen to the words, and my friend George Hamilton's the background doing all the cool sounds. I think he has an accordion sound and some string sounds on this, and this is called "Maybe It's Time."
Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Takes a lot to change a man, hell, it takes a lot to try. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Nobody knows what waits for the dead. Nobody knows what waits for the dead. Some folks just believe in the things they've heard and the things they read. Nobody knows what waits for the dead. I'm glad I can't go back to where I came from. I'm glad those days are gone and gone for good. But if I could take those spirits from my past and bring them here, you know I would. You know I would. Nobody speaks to God these days. Nobody speaks to God these days. I'd like to think he's looking down and laughing always. Nobody speaks to God these days. When I was a child, they tried to fool me. Said the worldly man was lost and the hell was real. I've seen hell in Reno, and this world's one big Catherine wheel, spinning still. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. It takes a lot to change your plan and a change to change your mind. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die.
Okay, Corona Fusion Shuffle. Now I'm mixing this up now with Corona. Yeah, I said earlier Corona Blues in G was the, and again, that was a backing track, but that wasn't the one Johnny put out. The one Johnny put out was the Corona Fusion Shuffle. And this is the one where a whole bunch of us recorded on, and it's fun. It's, it's, I don't know what's it, like less than a minute, 55 seconds. So take a listen to this one. Okay, the next one, Mode Blue. This is something my buddy George Hamilton, the keyboard player, came up with and really just started using some of what we call DAW. DAW is Digital Audio Workstation, is what it stands for. And there are a whole bunch of them out there. It's essentially software that allows you to record onto your computer, which, if you grew up the way I did, I'm an analog man. 100% analog. There's no doubt about that. But I'm because of COVID, and that's what the cool thing, if you want to say if there's anything positive about the COVID disaster we've gone through, is many of us have learned, quite a bit about different things. And I've really gotten half decent. And I'm using a package by the name of Reaper. I'm not, endorsing it. I'm not asking people to buy it or anything like that, but it's something that I use that's simple and cheap. And you have to buy an interface, and you plug your guitar and or your mic directly into the interface, and you can do amazing things. And the young people out there, they're probably doing it. You can get free software called GarageBand from Apple, and you can do the same exact thing. And it's great for creatives. So again, George created something, and he's really an expert in this, and I am not. But his tune, Mode Blue, and I just threw some solos over it. Again, it's a little rough. It's right at the beginning of COVID, when I was trying to figure out how to use this technology. So take a listen to that. Okay, next one, Sunday Together Alone. And again, all of these are on YouTube if you want to find it. And backing tracks, just some sort of thing to play on and to have fun with. And since we can't get together with other musicians, it's kind of cool to just crank. If you have a stereo system, I have to actually have a Bose PA system. I plug it through, and just when no one's around, and I won't drive the neighbors crazy and won't drive my wife crazy, I'll crank this stuff, especially in the winter when all the windows are closed. And this is a perfect example of, and I call it Sunday Together Alone. And that's kind of the whole crux of this thing. As musicians, we're together, but we're separate, we're alone, and that's the cool thing of being able to collaborate with something like this, and just record at home and enjoy yourself. And this is all well and good. The backing tracks, that's cool. I really like the big projects that we did at the beginning there. The thing about the big projects is that when People Gotta Be Free took me 3.5 months, and half of that is just trying to chase people to get things done, if you know what I mean. But it's so much. If you take a real look at that, and you see, first of all, how professionally it was done, because I hired 2 amazing people, and then the talent of the musicians. But what was my point there? It's just that together alone, together, because we are meshing these things together, but we're doing it alone. Eventually, I'm thinking, and I am a professional musician, and I canceled over 110 gigs last year. I'm thinking nothing will come back till spring when we can play outside, and we might see some normality by Q3 of 2021, and get back to gigging 10-15 times. People are going to appreciate music and appreciate going out more than ever again. But here's Sunday Together Alone. last one here is I actually put a band together, and this fell together, somehow. We don't even have a name of the band, so if you have a name, Bill at BillMcGoldrick.net, send me a name if you're interested. If you can, come up with a name for us, 3 old guys playing blues, maybe that'll work. So we've been getting together since November of 2021. And every other Sunday, rather than wasting all day in front of the TV set watching football, we've been getting out and playing. So here's an example. It's a blues tune. I forget who who originally wrote it, but I was influenced by Gary Moore, who was one of the great blues guitar players of all time, who's passed away. And take a listen to that for the Stumble. Okay, folks, that is it. If we've got 16, if I can fit another one in, I will be back and edit another one in for, I think it was Eleanor Rigby we're going to try to do. But other than that, I appreciate you doing this. We'll be back in studio before you know it. I've got, probably a dozen to 2 dozen guitar players ready to come back and do this with me. And I can't wait to be back in studio. But for now, episode 31. Take a listen to everything we just played here. And again, it's on my YouTube. I'll post it on YouTube. NCTV will post it on YouTube. It'll be on Channel 8 periodically once we get that going too. And I appreciate it. And we will see you back in the studio before we know it. Thank you.
All the world over, so easy to see. People everywhere just want to be free. Listen, please, listen, that's the way it should be. 'Cause peace in the valley, people got to be free. Yeah. Yeah.
You should see what a lovely, lovely world this would be if everyone learned to live together.
situation for a man to be free. Oh, what a feeling's just come over me. Enough to move a mountain, make a blind man see. Everybody's dancing, come on, let's go see. Peace in the valley, now we all can be free.
Look out! I see that train over there. That's the train of freedom. It's no more war. Look out, because it's coming right on through. It's long overdue. Come on, baby.
Oh, what a feeling's just come over me. It's enough to move a mountain, make a blind man see. Everybody's dancing, come on, let's go see. Peace in the valley, now we all can be free. Peace in the valley.